Hello everybody, welcome back. It is Billy and I'm bringing you another video commentary. And I'm going to start off by saying that the video response competition is still open until tomorrow afternoon when I wake up. At that point, any video responses I have in my inbox are going to still be in the competition, and I'm going to figure out which one I like the most as far as the video responses go, and that person is going to win $20 worth of the PlayStation Network point card things. So, what you have to do is head to the video that I'm going to link down in the description, and I'll probably put an annotation on the screen too if you just want to click that. Head over and create your video response. Entertain me. You win $20. It's not a lot of work. So, and there's only 5 or 6 videos already in the competition, so there's a very good chance that you will win. Don't be lazy. It's $20 for 20 minutes worth of work. It's pretty good money. Granted, you can't spend anything you want, but you can use it on the internet as far as on the PlayStation, if that's what you have. If you don't have an Xbox, I'm sorry. You'll get over it. But a little bit of an update as far as for next week goes. I'm going to be working on a television shoot for the most of the week. So, I'm not sure how that's going to affect my content, but I'm going to be working very long days. I'm going to be working 12 hours or 15-hour days most of the days of the week. So, I might not get as many videos out, and I will apologize for that right now. But hey, gotta do what I gotta do. It'll be a lot of fun. But I figured this would be a good time to explain what exactly I'm doing on this television shoot. Pardon me. One of the days I'm going to be gaffing. Which, so if you ever watch a movie and you see in the credits that there's someone called a gaffer, and you're like, what the hell is a gaffer? Like, what does that even mean? Because most people just know there's directors and producers. That's what most people know. The director directs the film shoot. The producer is the person that actually makes the film. They get everybody together and they make it. But there's a lot of really important people, such as the director of photography, who is in charge of lighting and camera. It makes the film look good. The director is mainly just in charge of making decisions as far as they make decisions on pretty much everything. They're the final say, apart from the producer, depending on what shoot you're on. But directors mainly deal with the acting and how the actors work and how the film's going to be cut together and what the story's going to be. He's the storyteller. The DP makes sure it looks good, makes sure that the lighting looks realistic or whatever they're going for as far as lighting goes, because there's a lot of different ways you can do it. The gaffer is kind of his buddy, is the director of photography's buddy. What he does is he makes sure that the DP gets the kind of lighting he's looking for. When the DP says, I want this sort of lighting, you know, say 3-point lighting with a hair light, make it look real nice, the gaffer makes sure that happens. Make sure that the lighting is all safe, no one's going to die, anything like that. The gaffer makes sure that the DP gets what they want, so they can get all the credit for making it look good, because the DP has a lot to worry about with camera, so he doesn't, he wants to make sure that he has someone good on his team to take care of lighting, and that's what I'll be doing for one of the days. The rest of the time, I will be first assistant camera operator. What that means is that I will be pulling focus, mostly. Setting up the camera, making sure the camera's safe, setting up the tripod, moving it around, getting it ready for the next shot. And making sure all the shots are in focus. That is my main job, is making sure that everything is crystal clear and looks fantastic and people are going to enjoy it. So that's what I'll be doing for the next week, because I'll be standing next to a camera, taking orders from somebody, and measuring with a big long measuring tape, seeing how long the distance is that I'll be shooting. And, well, I mean, I have help with that. It's not just me doing that, but that's what I'll be doing. I'll be sitting next to a camera, turning a wheel, keeping shots in focus. I'll also be having a lot of fun, so it's not like a bummer that I'll be doing this. I really enjoy what I do, but that's what I'll be doing. But so I figured, I'll take the time to let you guys know what some things on film shoots are all about, because there are a lot of positions that a lot of people don't know about. For instance, camera team, mostly comprised of, well, arguably the director of photography is the head of the camera team, and I already told you what he does. But then you have your camera operator. What this guy does, he actually looks through the viewfinder of the camera, makes sure it's in focus, makes sure it's framed right. He's in charge. He's the one that shoots it. He's the one that is keeping everything in the frame, make sure that you get the image that you want. Very important position. Make good money doing that. Directly underneath him is the job I'll be doing most of the time, for assistant camera operator. Which some people sometimes will say that that's actually the head of the camera team. It's kind of weird. I don't know. It runs differently on every shoot, so you never really know what's going to happen. Like I said, he's in charge of making sure that it's in focus. The camera operator is the one that tells him if it's not in focus. Then you redo the shot. Also a very important position. You also see second AC. second assistant camera operator, or a clapper loader, depending on where you're at. They're the people that stand in front of the camera before the shot starts, and they say 2 alpha take 1, boom, and they have the clap, they have the sticks, they have the slate, and boom, they slate the shot. What the slate is for, in case you don't know, is that when you shoot on film cameras, or film cameras specifically, tend to not record sound. They used to, like if you had like an old 16 or an 18 millimeter camera for home use, you could get mag strip film and they did record sound. Not anymore. So what you do is you record sound, offboard sound essentially. It doesn't record it to the image, it records it to a separate sound recorder. And you use the slate later on to pair up the audio with the video that you receive. So right when the sticks hit, it makes a noise, and on that frame of film they will be touching together, and that is when you pair the sound up and you know that your sound is going to be perfectly in line with your film. So also a very, very important position. If you don't do that job, if you suck at that job, then, well, you suck. But they're called the clapper loader because not only do they clap and slate the shots, they are in charge of actually loading the film into the magazines if you're shooting on film. So you gotta make sure those are perfectly loaded. Don't want that to get all fucked up, which happens on occasion, and you just gotta, fess up to it. Like, hey, listen, I messed up. Film's gonna be flashed, which means you got some light in your light-proof tent. So the film is ruined. You just gotta reshoot it. Not much you can do about it. You gotta reshoot it. Sometimes that person will get fired, but generally, if they're honest, they'll be fine. I personally never flashed film yet. I did make a small mistake one time when I was loading film into a magazine. And it just made it was rubbing against the inside of the magazine, making a small little hissing sound, and it picked it up on the audio. Not a tough fix, and you just went in, boom, smacked it down a little bit, got back out to shoot it. Not a problem. They also keep camera reports, and as far as what's wrong with the shots, if everything went right, if like in that instance, if there was a camera jam, if the film jammed up, you got to put that in there just so that they know when they get to the post lab that there could be a broken sprocket hole or something like that, so they can bring that and run it through the machine safely. Another very, very important position. But they hand the mag off to the first assistant camera director when you're shooting the film shoot, and they actually load it into the camera. So, that's what they do. I did mention a little bit before about the off-board audio. There's a few people involved with that. Generally 2, depending on the size of the shoot. You have your mixer, and you have your boom op. What the mixer does is he sits at generally a cart or a table, and he's got his recorder in front of him, maybe a small little, control surface, a mix board, with a couple of faders on it, and they make sure it sounds good. While the boom op is the one out there holding the big long stick with the big fuzzy microphone on it. A lot of people definitely have seen that person around, probably like, what the fuck is he holding? It's a microphone. Plain and simple, that's all it is. And he's in charge of making sure that you get good audio, them as a team. Generally, when you hire a sound operator, a sound mixer, per se, they'll have a boom op that they like to work with, they'll bring them. But not only do you hire him, you have to rent his gear, and that can get really expensive. It's one of the only positions where you're kind of required to have your own stuff, generally. There's a few other ones, like if you're going to be a Steadicam operator or something like that. But the sound team, those guys make pretty good money too. I personally don't enjoy doing sound, but whatever, I've had to do it, I've done it, I know how to do it. I don't own any of my own equipment, so odds are I'll never really do it again. But hey, it's a lot of fun. So, that's right there, main teams that are required to pull together a production. If you're working on a big production, even smaller productions, you'll generally have a production coordinator who's in charge of making sure everybody's there on time and getting out memos, things like that, shooting schedules, it's important stuff like that. But you have your art designer and your production designer. They're art director and production designer. Production designer they work side by side with the director, and the director says, I want this room to look like a cluttered bodega in the middle of New York. So the production designer is like, all right, what do I need to do this? They talk to their art director and say, okay, this is what we're going for. Go and get the stuff that we need. And they put it together, and they make sure that everything involved in the shoot looks realistic, looks how it's supposed to look for the thing. Which, is a little bit easier depending on what sort of a shoot you're on. We've had to make a bodega. It's kind of tough to do. We've also made a spaceship, which was awesome. We built a spaceship from the ground up, and it looked like crap, but hey, it was really cool, and it was in a music video. So hey, that worked out. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I think there's other positions and everything too, but I just want to, what else should I touch on? What other positions are there? Oh, a big one that people probably don't realize is an important role. Like I said, with the first assistant camera operator is important. There's also the first assistant director, which is a very, very important role. Everyone thinks, the director makes the film. The first assistant director tends to be kind of even a little bit more in charge than the director on occasion, because they keep him on task, they keep him on schedule, make sure he gets everything done. The first assistant director is the person you hear on set that says, quiet on the set, roll camera, all that jazz. Get everything going. Then the director calls action and sits in his chair and watches a TV, essentially. Doesn't really do much of anything. Any of you that are directors out there, you're going to argue with me, I don't really care. But the first assistant director is also very, very important. Oh, this may have been kind of a boring commentary. Maybe you found it interesting. I don't really know. Tell me what you think. I don't know. Couldn't really think of anything else to do. It's all I have in my mind is going to work on another shoot. So I thought I would let you guys know what's up. But thanks a lot, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys sometime. I don't know.